Madrid, 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 y nada más, y nada más. A la fucking Madrid. They win their 15th UEFA Champions League trophy. Congratulations on once again lifting the biggest trophy
15's
in
crazy.
Europe. 15 is fucking nuts, bro.
It's nuts,
I mean, there's
man.
no words to describe it. 15 fucking trophies after defeating Borussia Dortmund today in a game that I think was as predictable as any game I've ever seen in my life as a football watcher. With Dortmund playing a great first half, but then Madrid getting a crucial Dani Carvajal off the corner header to nab the lead and then never give it back. Vinnie Jr. gets the second goal, and Real Madrid are crowned champions once again. I mean, what else is there to say, my friend?
I mean, we are witnessing the greatest club team in sports history, bro. 15, more than double than any other team in the UEFA Champions League. It's pure domination. It's their, they haven't lost a final since, 1990, 1980s? Something the commentator said, something like that. Something
bro.
absolutely ridiculous.
Not in our lifetime.
Once they get to a Champions League final, it's automatic for Real Madrid. It doesn't matter how they play, even though they were very poor in the first half. It really doesn't matter. Dortmund played the better football today, but as is always the case, Real Madrid have the best players in the world.
Yes, sir.
So all they need is one chance, whereas Dortmund need 10.
Give me one of these. You got a little. There you go. Thank you. There you go.
Thank you.
Folks, let's talk about it, because the day that I decide to root for Borussia Dortmund, the day that I decide to give them my allegiance, the one match where I decide to go full throttle on Dortmund this entire year is the year where they finally fall through. Am I cursing them, bro? Am I cursing them? I think I cursed them. I think I cursed them.
No,
I think I cursed them,
Real
bro.
Madrid, dude.
If I go Real Madrid in this game, Dortmund wins it.
No.
I think it's that powerful.
No.
I do. Because I went 0 for 8 just knockout stage round with Dortmund, and including the group stage, bro. I had a bad season with Dortmund. I had a bad season.
That's true.
I think that maybe the guys just would have been a little nicer to Dortmund had I not picked them. I picked them. They end up losing. I jinxed them, says Omar Al-Marawani. Why is Reynoso celebrating anything? He's a bandwagon clown, says Stream Jesus. I'm just hosting a show, my friend. What else am I supposed to do here? I am a Liverpool fan. I'm not happy to see Real Madrid winning this, but I am hosting this show because I know that we have a bunch of Real Madrid fans in the chat and they want to celebrate their trophy, bro. And I'm trying to share that passion, that love. So that's why I am celebrating this. But don't get me wrong. Deep inside, I mean, I'm not happy to see a team that's been succeeding for so long lift another trophy, bro. I'm not happy to see 15 fucking titles overall, man.
It's just amazing to see, though. And that's the angle I want to take here is, seriously, like, we are witnessing true greatness. I don't know if we'll ever see this again, or even scarier, this is just the beginning. Like, we think 6 titles is a lot in the last 10 years. What if it's not, bro? What if they just keep winning? They're, Endrick, Mbappe next year? Yep. They just, you get rid of one player like Rodrigo, you're even stronger. Jude Bellingham's barely 20 years older, 21, 19? I don't even know anymore. Vinicius is just hitting the seam in his prime. He's going to get better. And then you have players like Camavinga. Chouameni didn't even play today, and I actually thought his absence was felt in that first half because defensively Madrid didn't have much presence in that midfield. You have a healthy Chouameni in this final. I think things are a little bit different too. They still won though. That's the crazy thing. So Madrid might just keep winning and winning and winning, especially once they get later into a knockout stage in Champions League. It's a bad idea to bet against them.
Yeah, their backup goalkeeper, the bench goalkeeper, Thibaut Courtois, a young goalkeeper on the rise, coming off the bench in this game.
Yeah, right. His first appearance basically this whole season, man. And he looked comfortable.
Yeah,
he looked comfortable.
Crucial, man. Let's talk about this performance because at the half, Dortmund had 1.82 expected goals to Real Madrid's 0.09.
Yeah.
But I think we all knew how this thing was going to end.
Exactly.
But what would have happened, man? What would have happened truly if Adeyemi scores a goal? If Fulkrug was onside and managed to finish his opportunity? What would have happened if Dortmund had gone up 1-0 in the first half? What do you think?
I thought about that at halftime. I was like, what if Adeyemi had scored? Would it have even mattered? Because then you would have seen a doubly aggressive Real Madrid in the second half. They would have gotten one back. And then at that point, maybe Dortmund can dig deep and take it to extra time. I don't know. But I think Madrid for sure would have gotten back into the game.
Yeah, it's just tough to not see them scoring in a stage this big, man. It really is. Even when Dani Carvajal got on the score sheet with that header. For as random as that is, Dani Carvajal scoring a goal in this situation off of a corner kick, it still made sense to me because it's Real Madrid in this big of a setting. They're going to find a way to hit the back of the net. It's just crazy. At the end of the day, it was Dani Carvajal, who you highlighted as one of the best fullbacks in the modern era, coming up big, bro, big in this game, both defensively and then also offensively, scoring a fucking header, man.
Yeah, and it's crazy because he almost scored the exact same goal like 20 minutes before the actual goal.
Yeah.
Very early in the second half, it was a near post cross from the corner kick, and Carvajal got on the end of it, but it went over the bar the first time. Second time, went straight into the back of the net. So they had foreshadowed Carvajal near post, but dude, Dani Carvajal, bro, as you already said, one of the best fullbacks in the world is what I truly see him as. He is the best right back for sure, and 6 UEFA Champions League titles, and he has been a starter in all 6 of them.
Bro, that's crazy.
It's crazy.
Wow, that's insane.
He truly is Real Madrid.
Yeah.
You know, he's right alongside Cristiano Ronaldo. He's right alongside Sergio Ramos, right alongside Luka Modric and Toni Kroos. Dani Carvajal is one of the best to have ever played this game.
We have to give him his flowers, though. We have to. He's been so good for so long. He's so consistent. The fact that he did it once again, given that he is a little older in age, he's a little up there. Didn't even look shattered today in such a big stage. And you're right. The narratives. Let's just focus on that for a little bit. Toni Kroos goes out, Real Madrid legend on top, also starting this game, playing a full 90, I believe, and just getting another trophy on his way out to the Euros. Luka Modric getting another one as well, though he didn't appear in this match until the very end. Still a legend for Real Madrid. Vinnie Jr. getting his second, I believe, UEFA Champions League trophy and scoring in the final once again. I want to talk about Vinnie in a second because I want to talk about the Ballon d'Or race. But then overall, just this whole team adding silverware once again. Camavinga, Valverde, for example, also getting silverware. Just a big trophy here, man. Congratulations to any Real Madrid fans out there. Ultimately, looking back at the season that they had and comparing it to the rest of the European giants, looking at how Man City ended the season on only one trophy, losing the FA Cup final and then losing to Real Madrid in the quarterfinals, looking at Bayern and how they disappointed as well. Real Madrid is the best European team this year with, given the fact that they only lost 2 matches the entire season to your beautiful Atleti, and that's it, man. Outside of that, they found a way to get these incredible results and crown themselves kings of Europe. So I do think it's deserved. I do think it's merited. They played an incredible game and an incredible season overall.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm not even really upset. Dortmund played such a good first half. They got tired in the second half, but I think it was always going to happen basically because of what you said. No matter what, Real Madrid have too much talent. They're too organized. Every player's in such good form. They could have a really bad 60 minutes, but realistically, they only need to be on it for 20 minutes and they will kill you.
Man of the match, guys. Let's talk man of the match. Who do you guys have as the man of the match? Is it Dani Carvajal, who broke the deadlock to start when it was tight, when it was 0-0? Or is it Vinnie Jr., who just cooked the entire time, was constantly on the threat and trying to find his way, and he ultimately did? Or was it Courtois, who was great defensively, great with his goalkeeping saves? Who was it to you that was the man of the match today?
Man, that's kind of tough. I think I'll give it to Vinny because he was so active. Even when Real Madrid were in their worst spell deep into the first half, Vinicius was still trying to take players one-on-one. He had some crazy moves in both halves, and he was constantly trying to get past Ryerson. I thought Ryerson was fantastic, and pretty much, honestly, you could say the battle was 50-50 either way, but just the fact that Vinicius could still get past him, and he got the goal today as well. I'm going to give it to Vinicius Jr.
Fair. I'm going to go Carvajal. I think breaking the deadlock was actually huge. This could have gone into extra time and it could have gotten him a little bit more nervy, but scoring it at the time that was needed, 73 minutes into the match, I thought that was so crucial. So I'm going to go Carvajal. But in the comments, I'm seeing Courtois, Carvajal, and Vinnie Jr. Any of these 3 guys deserve it. Hus Jaber says the 6 foot guy, 6 foot guy won again. Tony, what a legend. Carvajal with the dagger. I'm not shocked. Hashtag a la Madrid. Hashtag 15. Hashtag cry more haters. This dude has been here throughout our entire UEFA Champions League journey. Congratulations, my boy Hus Jaber. Congratulations on your massive victory. Chris Vergara says, I'm tired of seeing these fucking guys win. I agree with you, man. I'm tired of it. Soltero said that every time the Real Madrid lifts a trophy, as an Atleti fan, a part of him dies.
Part of me dies, man. This is actually hurting me being live right now.
You're on your last last fucking leg, dude. Jesus Christ,
dude.
man.
Once they get to 20, I'm gonna be nothing. I'm gonna be reduced to ash.
You're gonna be a pulpo, bro. You're gonna actually become an octopus, man.
Be crazy.
Match rating. What would you rate this game as a neutral watching it in terms of entertainment, in terms of the football on the pitch, the history, the narratives at play? Would you consider this an elite Champions League final, a good one, a solid 1 to 10? What would you guys rate this match?
I'm curious to see what other people think. I actually loved it because the first half, seeing Dortmund play the way that they did, they broke the Real Madrid defensive line 4 solid times. And if they just had a better finisher in Adeyemi, the scenes of that Dortmund wall when they would have gone up 1-0 right around the 25th minute, bro, that would have been ridiculous. The fact that they got really close to that, I think made this match super entertaining. And then in the second half, we see the greatness, we see the legacy of Real Madrid take over, and then the goal of Carvajal to break the deadlock and Vinicius to just end it. I'm gonna give this match like an 8.5. I really enjoyed the game.
Okay, I'm gonna go 8. Most of the comments I'm seeing an average of 7.5. I say about 7.5, says Chris Vergara. Darko goes 6.9. David Castro 8.0. Dortmund should have scored to make it 10. I mean, if Dortmund scores, bro, this game becomes a 9 out of 10 minimum, because to see Real Madrid on the ropes like that would be so fun. I agree. That first half was definitely like a 9 out of 10 with how Dortmund came at them, bro.
Yeah, it was awesome.
They came at him. It was awesome to see. And then the last topic that I want to touch on, given that I'm such a big fan of the Ballon d'Or race, is just discussing how these players look now that the club football season is over, where they stand going into international tournaments. I was looking at the UEFA Champions League final to really dictate who is the front runner for the Ballon d'Or right now. You know, for a long time it was Jude Bellingham, but honestly, looking at how the knockout stages have progressed and who stood out, I think the clear front runner now for the Ballon d'Or has to be Vinnie Jr.
It has to be. It
has to be now, man.
Yeah. I think what could flip it back in Bellingham's favor is if England win the Euros. Yeah. But if Brazil go to the semifinals or obviously the finals on Copa America, I think it'd be very easy to give it to Vinicius.
Yeah.
And that stat that you mentioned earlier, 2 goals in UEFA Champions League finals already puts him in an insanely high status amongst the greats that have ever played in Champions League finals, and he's so young. We're going to see him again in more UEFA Champions League finals, probably with Real Madrid, and he's going to get more goals. What I think only 2 players are above that, Gareth Bale with 3 and Ronaldo with 4. All Madrid players, by the way. So this is what's coming, man. So get used to this, bro. It's nuts.
You know, and I saw a stat that he scored in every stage of the knockouts this year.
Yeah.
Round of 16, quarterfinals. Like, that's Ronaldo shit.
Yeah,
that's Messi
amazing
shit, bro. That's special. He is the new Mr. Champions League, in my opinion. I think Bellingham's stock drops just a little. He's still top 5 in my opinion. Phil Foden, I think, is still in the top 5 as well. Harry Kane as well too. But I think the clear front runner now is Vinnie Jr. I remember Florian Wirtz was also in contention for a while, losing the Europa League title, but still getting the double for Bayern Leverkusen. He might be finishing out the top 5 for me. You guys will find out when I talk about Reynoso Mountain 3.0. That update is coming very soon. But Vinnie Jr. right now is the front runner for the Ballon d'Or. Big Piece sends us $5 and says, "A por la 16. Ya somos el Real Madrid." Bro, they're thinking about that 16th trophy.
They should be, dude. They really should be. I think it's going to be so tough to beat them once you're in the quarterfinals, man. Yeah, man, especially since they're getting even better players over the offseason apparently. So it's a scary time, man. It's a scary time.
A very, very dark time for non-Real Madrid fans, bro. Like, if you thought this was bad, it's about to get fucking worse. Yeah. It's about to get fucking worse. No hate. No hate
either. It's
y'all are just about
crazy,
to fucking
man.
Dominate European football. That's all y'all are about to do, and it's gonna be insane. Low Florida says, "Snuck in my phone to my graduation ceremony just to watch this game and watch you guys after. Let's go." Thank you, my boy Leo Flores, bro. Thank you so much. That's real love.
Hey, congrats on graduating, by the way, man. Big move.
I wonder if it's high school or if it's college or if it's like, I don't know, graduating from like haircut school, barber school or some bullshit. You know.
Either way.
Congratulations, bro. We just celebrated the 10th. Now on to the 16th.
Bro, that's seriously what it feels like, though. I remember the 10th, literally like it was yesterday, and now they've already won 5 more.
Dude, there was a time where Real Madrid had single-digit UCL trophies.
Yeah, and that wasn't that long ago.
And that wasn't that long ago, bro. I was like in middle school. Like, it's not that crazy, man.
Bro.
Xavi Alonso, Real Madrid manager, 2025, 2026. I mean, everything.
Honestly,
whatever you guys want at this point, you can get. Captain Crunch Guy sends us $2. Thank you so much, my friend. Going forward, let's project. How do things look for Dortmund then? Making a UEFA Champions League final in this season where they finished in 5th place in the Bundesliga. Terzic doing as much as he can with this squad in the European aspect. Yeah. How does it look for them going into next season? Should they expect themselves to compete for the Bundesliga title? And is it likely that they end up this deep into the UEFA Champions League season once again?
Man, that's so interesting because it just completely depends on who's still here or who they can bring in the offseason. Jadon Sancho's probably not going to be here, right? He's on loan. That's honestly a huge miss. He's been immense in the knockout stages since he came in January. He's gone. Can Adeyemi get better? Right, he already has shown that he has great work rate on that left flank, but he needs to score way more goals if he's going to be considered a part of Borussia Dortmund's offensive line, and if they want to have deep runs and more tournaments and finish higher up in the table. I don't know if that's going to happen, though. I don't know if Adeyemi really has it in him to be a top goal scorer in a top 5 European league. It's remained to be seen. Maybe he's still young. Maybe he can pull it through. That's a huge question. Füllkrug's solid. I think he's going to be fine. Brandt, is he going to be in the same form? He's getting older. Is running the offense through him still going to be the way things are done? Emre Can's a bit old. Sabitzer's good, right? Do you try to have someone else alongside Sabitzer? I just think there's a lot of questions. Jan Madsen's also on loan. He started in every single game for Dortmund this year, basically. So I just think there's a ton of questions that it's going to be really hard to see who the real Dortmund is come next season.
Yeah, I'm interested to see. I think there's going to be a lot of rotation, a lot of switch ups, and I don't know, man. I think this might be the best that they achieve for now. And I know that speaking negatively about Dortmund is dangerous from my perspective because they seem to prove me wrong every single time. But I think this is where at least this UEFA Champions League magic ends for now. They still have a lot of work to do, and I think they need to focus their sights on still lifting the Bundesliga trophy because it was Bayer who ended it was Bayer Leverkusen who ended Bayern Munich's dominance, not Borussia Dortmund.
Yes.
I want to see them compete more competitively in the league. Luis Melo says, all I can say is props to Dortmund for making it to the final. Of course, bro. Of course, man. Like major props. And the fact that they competed so well for 70 minutes, I think just says so much about them. And there was a chance, bro. There was a chance that they could have gone up in this game. And who knows what would have happened there, dude. Truly, I will always be left wondering what would have happened if Karim Adeyemi finished his opportunity, bro. Because he was one-on-one, bro. He was one-on-one with the keeper. And he tried to go around him, and he just had a heavy touch on it.
They just couldn't do it.
Ant says, this game proves that if you are not clinical against Real Madrid, they bite you back by that 90th minute. Yep. This was Dortmund's game, and unfortunately, they weren't able to hit the back of the net. You could say the same thing for Liverpool just a couple years ago, man. It really is that repetitive.
You could say the same thing when Manchester City played them this year. Yeah. It was Manchester City's ultimate failure to not get more goals past them. Yeah.
Can Real Madrid win the UCL next year with the new format? Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Finally managed as many trophies as Valverde's jersey number. He's number 7, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Who managed that many? Is it Valverde himself? Is that his trophy cabinet? I'm a little confused. A la Madrid. Reynoso is cursed, says Osvaldo Renteria. Let me hear Xavi talk Kroos, more UCLs than Barca. Holy shit. I mean, the gap between Barcelona and Real Madrid, let's be honest, as an outsider, is getting much bigger, bro. It's getting much bigger, man.
Barca were great.
Barca, good Lord, man.
Barca were great for, 4 or 5 years. Madrid have been great for 12. Like, there's a huge difference, man.
Yeah, man. That's a tough one. And I wouldn't want to be a Barca fan in this era right now. I'll be honest
Jesus,
with you. I'll be honest with you, bro. It's getting really scary because we're talking about Real Madrid getting Endrick, getting Kylian Mbappe.
Yeah.
Who is Barca realistically getting, man?
Yeah, especially with their economy, their economic situation, bro. Yeah. I have no idea what they're going to be up to.
Oh, Valverde's number is 15.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow. I thought it was 7, bro. Carvajal has such a punchable face, says Mateo Pegasus. That's the thing, though. That's the thing. That's why I think he represents Real Madrid so well. Because he has this punchable, douchebag-like nature to him. And I mean that disrespectfully. But the thing is, he's so damn good.
Oh, he's so good.
You can't deny his skill whatsoever. He's one of the most annoying players in world football to play against and to root against. And you saw the way he slapped that player's hand out of his face today. Like, he's got that asshole nature in him, but it's what makes him, I guess, so great, I guess. It's what motivates him. It's what lifts him into that elite stature, is just that attitude that he has, because it combines that with incredible fullback play. That's why he's one of the best in the world in his position, in my opinion. So yeah, he represents Real Madrid fully, bro.
Fully. He has full understanding of the game, everything, the antics, the physicality aspect of it, the technical aspect of it. He is like the perfect football player, and he does it from a right back position.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Chris Vergara says, being a Barca fan has been tough, bro. We got Messi winning the World Cup, though. We won the GOAT debate. It's our only redemption.
At this point, yeah. And I just think it's a little depressing to have to cling on to, you know, because what if in 6 years that's the last thing Barca's done? Is have Messi win a World Cup with Argentina.
Messi, Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets, that whole team.
That whole gang.
That's probably for sure, which is something to be proud of, for sure. But Real Madrid just won't stop, bro. They won't stop. I saw a question I'm actually interested to ask you. From what you've seen, how are they going to integrate Mbappe and Endrick into this team?
Oh, I'm super curious about that. I could see Endrick having a very similar year to Vinicius' first year, where it's just he's more in rotation and they're still going to like ease him into the big scene of Europe. Whereas Mbappe obviously will start, right? Like that, there's no question there. And who gets the boot? Well, it has to be Rodrigo. It has to be, man. You can't bench Bellingham. Obviously, you're not going to bench Vinicius, so Rodrigo goes in this instance.
Is there no chance that they put Mbappe centrally, though? To kind of play as a striker, and then Rodrigo and Vinny on beside him, and then Bellingham behind them.
That would be honestly,
right?
I could see that happening. I'm just curious to see how Ancelotti, if he'd be that adventurous. Yeah, that'd be dope if he had two very defensive mids and then four all-out attack. That would be really, really cool, honestly. But I just wonder if Ancelotti would do that.
I wonder, man. Yeah. And I'm definitely interested to see how Endrick performs. I mean, he starts constantly for Palmeiras. I wonder if he just starts going like on a run coming off the bench. I mean, he might be deserving of a starting position. At that point, who do you bench when you got such a stacked offensive line, dude? That's going to be really interesting to see. If you could scroll up from producer Row, we have Huz Jaber who says Reynoso should have rooted for Madrid. Maybe Dortmund would have done him dirty again. That's what I'm saying, man. Maybe. I'll never know. Love the 15-minute apology, but you should take it back. No, I remember we spoke in the apology. I got to serve my penance now. I said if Dortmund won, then I'd be good. But if they don't, then I got to watch them all next season. So I guess I'm going to have to keep up with Dortmund, bro. A lot of Dortmund football talk on this pod coming y'all's way.
Hell yeah.
That's what's going to happen.
I'm excited about that. And then maybe they have another good season.
Yeah, and then I'll be truly forgiven, bro. Truly forgiven. I'm excited for a life free of apologies, man. I really am. This marks the end of that. Marco Carmona says Vinnie Jr. Ballon d'Or contender and the peak of Soltero Mountain. All right, hold up. Soltero Mountain. Hold up. It's Reynoso goddamn mountain, all right? Soltero got nothing to do with these mountains. He's not a hiker. He's not hiking. He's not hiking these mountains.
I actually love hiking, by the
way. Football-wise. No, it's Vinnie Jr. absolutely is going to be at the top of Reynoso Mountain 3.0. It's more of a question of who's second, who's third. Does Bellingham rise? Phil Foden, Kylian Mbappe, where does he end after disappointing in the Champions League? Vinnie Jr. for sure at the top with the Euros and Copa America right around the corner. Yeah. Mateo Pegasus says, I think Rodrigo will be the first to go to another club. He is amazing. If there was someone to go, it's going to be him.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah. If there was someone to go, it has to be him. Yeah. But I've said it before. I think we've mentioned it. I want to see him go. He has the talent to lead a club of his own. Yeah. And I think it would just be best if he's kind of out of this weird rotational role. Obviously, this is the first year where he's basically started every match, but the more players that come in that have Mbappe-like status, the more it's going to be easy to just put Rodrigo on the bench. Yeah. He doesn't deserve that. He deserves to start every game for another club and be their go-to guy.
Bring him to the Prem.
Yeah, at this point,
for any of the top 6 sides, I could see him just absolutely thriving. Ant says, I don't really get the chance to interact and chat when the Give and Go goes live. I'm usually at work just listening. But I've been a huge fan ever since that November 7th, 2022 Mexico World Cup vid. Damn, bro, remember the date, dude.
And thank you, bro. Means a lot,
thank you, bro. Man. And keep grinding, man. Keep grinding. We're happy to entertain you while you work. I'm curious to know if you could let us know in the chat what you do for work, man. If you're, what's a guess here? What would you guess based off this message? I'm gonna say he works like
accounting.
Yeah, I was gonna say something numbers wise, and he just got us in the back of his ear, bro. Back of his ear. Captain Crunch Guy. I love this fucking name, man. Rumors of Mbappe wanting to go to AC Milan. Your thoughts? He ain't going to
can't,
fucking
bro.
AC Milan, bro.
I thought he was going to Seattle.
He's going to Seattle Sounders, bro. He's coming to the MLS. We're gonna trick him. We're gonna shake him up a bit and tell him that it's the north of France, and he's gonna be like, all right, bet I'm gonna stay in my home country and enjoy my playing here. That's where he's going, the Seattle Sounders. If it's not Seattle Sounders, then it's probably gonna be Real Madrid. But AC Milan, I just don't see it. I saw that like report where he showed a lot of love towards AC Milan, but I mean, you can respect AC Milan, you can give them their praise and still not join them.
Yeah. I just think it just wouldn't make sense considering he's at PSG. The next move has to be Madrid or one of the richer clubs in England. You can't, when you're at the peak of your career, go to AC Milan if you're already at PSG.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense.
Daniel Lizarraga says Rodrigo to my Juventus. That'd be a nice fit.
That would be a
really
great
nice
fit. Yeah, I was thinking Rodrigo could go to the Prem, but he'd also fit like with Inter Milan or Juventus for sure. Yeah. For sure.
Jay Brizzle says, Vamos. I have a question for you guys. Kroos is gone in the midfield. Who do you plug in for Modric's farewell tour next season? Is it Camavinga? Is it Tchouaméni? Who kind of replaces Kroos in that role? Because, bro, for all the important matches for Real Madrid, he is starting, bro. He's one of the easiest picks in that lineup. Who gets that spot then?
Dude, that's honestly a great question. Obviously, all you have right now in the midfield is going to be Valverde, Tchouaméni, and Camavinga. Like, Camavinga is going to have to step up to the plate and not just become a utility player. He's going to have to be the go-to midfielder alongside Tchouaméni. And Tchouaméni, I guess he's going to have to also become a better passer. That's the thing, though. Yeah. I don't really think there's a like-for-like swap here when Kroos leaves. I wonder if Madrid's going to be looking in the transfer window for just a passing type of midfielder because Modric is just too old, right? He's too old to do it game in, game out.
But I think it's time for Valverde to take on that responsibility. I'm not saying he has to become Kroos. That's a crazy ass. But he has to become his best version now. I feel like he's kind of been built to be that next guy. And I think that just has to do it. Ant says, whoa, how did my message give that away? I'm in charge of inventory at my workplace. Soltero eres brujo, bro. That's crazy. It's not necessarily accounting, though. But
he's
it's still numbers.
Counting stuff.
Numbers. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Kroos ending his career with 6 Champions League. This is ridiculous. Your thoughts? I mean, what a legend. What a legend for Real Madrid. Man. We've already spoken highly about Toni Kroos and what he's done for Real Madrid. Anything else you'd have to add there?
I just love it when players leave the game at the top. I love it, bro. Winning a Champions League and then he's going to end it with a Euro campaign in his home country. That's amazing. I wouldn't want to go out any other way if I was a professional footballer. So, yeah, it kind of sucks that he's leaving at the top like this, but I love it.
What about as a podcaster, bro?
Yeah, let's
call it quits now while we're on top, bro.
No. We just started, bro. No, we have way more to go.
Let's call it quits before we see ourselves become the villains, man. Steven Bachmeyer says, can't stand Vinny. Reminds me of Neymar. Everyone wants to worry about City dominance, but not Madrid.
Honestly, great psychological point because people hate it when City are at the top. People hate it when City, when there's rumors of City being good. Like when we predicted that they'd win it again, people were like, what the fuck? What about Madrid? But Madrid winning for the next 3 years, most people don't really care. Yeah.
People let it slide.
Really interesting.
And Vinny does remind me of Neymar in the sense of the character that he plays on the pitch. Obviously, if you're against him, it's very easy to hate against. You could call it immature. You could call it childish if you want. But when you root for Vinny, bro, it's a fun experience. I'm not gonna lie. Give it a shot. Same with Neymar. I think Neymar's one of the greatest players to ever grace the pitch at his absolute peak. And I hated him for a really long time. But there was those games where I was like, you know what? Let me just sit down, appreciate Neymar, and root for the flopping, root for the antics, and take on all the talent that comes with it. It's actually very incredible. So I'm actually very pro Vinny because he's one of the few players right now in football that embodies this character that can be hated on or can be praised, and you can still enjoy it from either perspective.
Dude, yes. I love Vinny because he's an elite dribbler, truly. He's a rare breed, a player that can truly just beat you off a standing position. Those players are so rare nowadays, especially as the game is so physical. These are the best athletes that have ever participated in football. Vinicius has to go up against that with the ball at his feet, and he wins. Yeah. That's such a rare thing to do. It's why Neymar was so good, because he was truly an elite dribbler. I love players like this because they're so rare nowadays.
Yeah, and what I like about Vinny is he's nowhere near as injury prone as Neymar.
That
Which is
too,
so
bro.
big,
That's so big,
That's so
man.
big. Like he's only 23 now, and I'm actually really excited because we know that for the next 7 years minimum, like he will consistently be in these important matches if health is kind to him. Whereas Neymar at 23 was doing incredible things with Barcelona, but so much was expected out of him, and ultimately he ended up disappointing. But because of the injuries he faced, so I want to see what Vinny does in these next 10 years, bro. If he stays healthy, he has a chance to overcome Neymar, which would be crazy given just how incredible Neymar was at his peak.
Yeah.
Luis Melo, actually Mbappe is coming to Chivas. They discovered he has a great-great-grandfather that's from Mexican descent, or he's going to Pachuca. I mean, nuts, bro. Mbappe at fucking Chivas and Liga MX, man. I'd kill to see another Frenchman in Liga MX try to live up to Guignac's name. Steven Bachmeyer once again says, fair and respect to the points. He's going to get injured, same as Neymar in 2018, though. Jesus. He's a professional hater. This is a professional hater right here. And I like that. I respect that. Professional hater. Good Lord, man. That's the problem. Refs won't trust the flop. Damn.
Honestly, I don't think Vinny flops that much. Obviously, he flops, but any winger flops, bro. All things considered, I think Vinicius actually takes a lot of hits.
Yeah, he does, but his celebration today, once he got that second goal, I can see how that ticks some people off, man. I see it. Marco Carmona says Euros and Copa America are going to be insane and will decide the peak of Reynoso Mountain. Bro, you better apologize. I need an apology letter for that, bro. No, you're absolutely right, and that's why I'm so excited for both those tournaments because that's going to dictate.
Yes.
That's going to dictate not just Reynoso Mountain, but the Ballon d'Or race. And we'll know who had the best year in football. But going in, it is Vinny that leads that race right now.
Agreed.
The Euros and Copa America content is coming very, very soon. I mean, next week, we start covering everything,
Next week, y'all.
And
get ready.
A bonus tournament as well.
Bonus tournament. OFC Nations Cup is going to be covered on this channel, The Give and Go. Stay tuned for that. We're going to get Fijian with it, y'all.
And of course, Euros and Copa America. It's all coming next week. We've been waiting, man. We've been waiting for the UCL season to come to an end because this signifies the end of club football. And now we're ready to flip that switch over to our favorite form of football, international football, man.
Yes, sir.
Filled with so much passion and so many teams and so many countries.
One last thing, though, is tonight, Pachuca Columbus Crew. We stay tuned for that tomorrow. We'll do a little video on that. You're just covering.
Yeah, that's true. Pachuca going up against Columbus Crew in the CONCACAF Champions Cup. I interviewed Darlington Nabby just earlier this week. That was dope as fuck to see. And now I want to see how he does on the pitch. Can MLS win another CONCACAF trophy, or the Mexican Liga MX dominance come back into play? But looking at these questions, the Hitman says Vinnie Jr. might be the first black player to win the Ballon d'Or in 29 years. Also, I think the podium will have Mbappe, Vinny, and Bellingham. So, Dino didn't win it?
I wonder who won it 29 years ago.
I thought Dino won it. Dino won it back in the mid 2000s, I believe.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't
but would
remember.
it be George Weah? Would be 29 years ago?
Okay.
Yeah, George Weah was the last one to win it, I guess.
Yeah, that's what Hitman said.
But yeah, the podium, Mbappe, Vinny, and Bellingham, I mean, beyond race, these are just incredible players, bro. Incredible players, and it is George Weah in 1995. Weah became the first African player and still the only African to ever win the Ballon d'Or. So that will remain true.
That will remain true.
Because Vinny is Brazilian, but still, that'll be dope to see. Ronaldinho was 2005. As a City fan, it hurts to see Madrid win. Question mark, says Juan Diaz. He's a little confused. Fair enough. But this is the last UCL season with the traditional format.
I'm so curious.
What's coming next year is going to be super interesting. What are your initial thoughts on that?
I honestly don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
I'm going to go into it as if this is a completely new tournament. I'm not going to judge it until I'm in it. You know, match day 3, match day 4 out of this bigger group stage. I'm curious to see how I feel about it. I don't know. I don't want to judge it too quick. I really don't.
Yeah, I'm not too against change. Obviously, I will miss this format because it just was so reliable. It's so I know it like the back of my hand.
Yeah. You knew it. Yeah.
Round of 16, quarter. It's just so easy.
So
and I will miss it, but I don't think this new format will be that bad. I don't think it'll be that bad. I'm gonna say that now, but obviously my opinion could change. We'll just have to see how it goes.
Yeah, hopefully the idea is there are more bigger teams playing each other more frequently, without having to be in the quarterfinals, right?
Yeah.
I think that's why UEFA is doing this. They want to see a Madrid-Bayern game in the group stage or something like that without it having too much weight to it and way later in the season. I like that idea. Now, will it actually be good in execution? That's where I want to wait and see.
I wonder how the clubs will approach it. And like scheduling-wise, I believe we're going to get Champions League nights on Thursdays now. So that
that too?
That fucks us, bro. As people that try to cover all leagues, man. Like now, I really like that it was Tuesday and Wednesday for UEFA Champions League and Thursday for Europa Conference League and Europa League. Now it's going to be even more convoluted. So that'll be interesting. But guys, thank you so much for watching the stream. Congratulations to Real Madrid on winning the 15th Champions League trophy in their history. Dani Carvajal, Vinnie Jr. getting on the score sheet today. Incredible performance. I mean, there's not much else to say here, man. Real Madrid gets another big victory, and have yourselves a good Saturday and celebrate if you're a Madrid fan, because you deserve it. Best team in Europe by the end of this tournament, man. Congratulations. Until next time, guys. Peace.
Peace, y'all.